Earth Day at Oak Tree Learning Center is a really big deal. Most of our kids come from an urban setting, which means that they don't have very much interaction with nature. So these are the books that we use to discuss Earth Day, and throughout the course of the month, what we really want to do is build a bunch of skills, maybe math skills, maybe science skills, and some social studies skills. But we also want to create a love and appreciation for nature so that they can be better advocates for treating Earth really well so that the Earth treats us well. You can see that these are the different books that the kids have explored throughout the month of April to talk about Earth Day. But these are projects that you would be able to do any time of the month and any time of the year. Because of course we don't want to appreciate the Earth just in April, just like Mother's Day. We don't want to appreciate Mom just in the month of May. We want to appreciate her year round, and we want to appreciate our Earth year round as well. So welcome to our preschool. So this month we talked a lot about pollinators, and we learned how bees are pollinators and how they contribute to our ability to eat. As you can see on the wall, all of the things that our students learned this month about the connection between bees and flowers and us is represented in this beautiful wall garden that they spent the month creating. They did a little bit of taste testing with honey. They also planted some sprouts. They made popsicles, and they learned how to do all of those things by simply creating carrots, tomatoes, stems, flowers. They have their basket of potatoes and the sun. So through this wall garden, we were able to teach the whole concept of how a food chain works and then how pollinators create food for us to eat and healthy and beautiful things for us to look at. And this is where the kids have decided that they want to build some raised beds for this month's project. We always do an Earth Day project with each of the age levels, and after a brainstorming session, the school age kids decided that they didn't like the aesthetic of our backyard, which I can't really blame them. There's not a lot of things that are growing here, and so they decided that this is where they want their raised beds to be. Over the course of the month, though, to get from a barren land that's in the back of our school, we wanted to build a bunch of skills for them to be able to actually build these beds. So we started out the month writing gnome stories, and they practiced vocabulary that they could use to talk about sustainability, about composting, about environmental stewardship, and about how to actually build a raised bed, because even that's a vocabulary word for some of them because they didn't realize what a raised bed was. So initially they wrote gnome stories where Katie went over some things about narrative writing. Then next they did bingo games, which on the surface doesn't really look like it has anything to do with raised beds, but in fact they did rulers and measurement in order to make their bingo. And then they also practiced math skills with the bingo problems. So although it doesn't look on the surface like a related activity, it very much ties into some of the skills that they would need to write or to build the raised beds. And they made sundials, and our sundials were a practice in using protractors and understanding angles and how telling time is just a system of angles. And so they made a sundial, and then now they have all the skills they need. They have the language for talking about raised beds. They have the math skills because they did a lot of math work with figuring out how to measure and how to build things to scale. They worked with fractions and counting. And they also have the language in order to be able to build the beds. So that's what the project was this month, and now we're going to see through this video how it all turned out and came together. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell button to get notified every time we post a new video.